Recording in progress. Hello, gorgeous beings. I'm very excited to be here with you today to bring you the 2 Hour CEO Freedom Formula. Amazing to see some names in the crowd, people I haven't met before, and obviously some repeat scenarios. Love to see you all here as well. Just letting you know the chat box is open. If you're watching this back, hello, how are you? Super excited, for you to be catching the replay. But yeah, if you are here now and you're, playing along at home, use and abuse this time, you guys. Like, obviously, like I'm here to serve, and the 2 Hour CEO Freedom Formula, is indeed a formula to freedom, but freedom looks so different to all of us as we are going to kind of unpack a little bit as we go through today. So let's jump in, shall we? High ticket, high standards, and fuck yes, high reward. So the first thing is this. Hello, my name is the guy. Really excited to see you here. I have to kind of tell you 3 unsexy truths about myself and 1 undeniable fact. The 3 unsexy truths are this. Number 1, I don't know if you've met me before, but I swear a little bit. So hopefully you're here and in good stead. So look, some swear words are going to fly out of my mouth as we go through today. So a little bit of warning in advance, and definitely, the more passionate I get about something, then, of course, an expletive will probably pop out. So just letting you know. The second thing is this. I'm a bit of a snot. So you will see me grab tissues and do this kind of a thing or whatever. A lot of drugs went up my nose in my very early 20s, and now I'm pretty sure that my brain is melting out of my face. And so anyway, you will see me kind of do that. But we're all friends here. So you let me know. Thank God we have a camera, because sometimes, I don't know, a bit of tissue or something. I'm a double nose ring girl. I don't know if you can see. And I don't know if there are things hanging off there, but you'll let me know, because we're all besties now. And the third thing is this, that at some point in time, the potential for me to forget what it is that I'm saying is, quite high. So at that point in time, I know you guys are being a little bit quiet in the chat box there, but we might have to play charades. And so if somebody can remind me whatever the fuck I was talking about, and we'll just get ourselves back on track, or we'll figure it out together, and, away we go. But it's always a bit of fun and a bit of craziness while we're here. Now, they're the unsexy truths. This is the undeniable fact that you're a high-functioning action taker probably already. Taking action is not your problem, right? And the fact that you're even sitting here now, or you're watching back the replay, again, tells me and shows me that obviously, you're an action taker. You want things for your life. You probably hold yourself to a high standard, and sometimes maybe even to your own detriment, all right? So I'm not going to sit here today and tell you that you need to fucking hustle more, that you need to do more, that you need to be more, that you need to show up more, that you need to post more. That is actually not what we're here to do today, all right? Because action taking is not your problem. But right now, what's probably happening for you and showing up in your existence, business, and life is this. Maybe right now at home, or perhaps in your head, you're having the same financial conversations again and again and again. And it's probably getting really boring for you. And you're sitting there wondering, when am I ever going to get the fuck ahead, right? Like, tell me, again, tell me in the chat box if that is you, if you've had that financial discussion. What else might be showing up for you right now is that you are already, showing up or posting, or maybe maybe you're at the stage of business where you're, really information seeking, gathering a lot of information, learning, lots of new things. Maybe you are replying to 100 DMs. Maybe you are, paralyzed in inaction and replying to nothing at all. Right? This tells us that there is something wrong, okay? And guess what? Spoiler alert, the thing that's wrong isn't you. All right? And we're going to, talk about this a little bit more today. What else could be showing up for you right now is that you're spending less time with your kids and your families, your friends, or doing the things that you love. And maybe even when you're doing those things, you're not quite present because you're thinking about, business and work and the next client and where money's coming from. And then maybe when you're doing, business and work and action taking, you're thinking about, God, I wish I could just spend more time with my friends and my family and my kids and things like that. So you're never actually getting that really beautiful presence in your life where you're able to in a good way, compartmentalize and actually enjoy the things, you know, the passions and people and places and, you know, that you actually want to enjoy. Maybe you're sick of proving, you know, pushing, performing out there, like in the, you know, in the marketplace, and having to produce things nonstop, you know, always having to reinvent the wheel, create more content, make another video. And again, like some of you are probably paralyzed at the moment and not doing any of this at all because it seems so fucking overwhelming. The good news, again, second spoiler, there is a different way, right? And we're going to learn about that today. Maybe what's showing up for you is you're feeling the constant density of your business. It's all feeling a little bit fucking heavy. Whoever gets like stressed out, burnt out, and overwhelmed, right? And the people that you love most are often getting the worst of you because, you know, like you're wandering around. I often call it like high functioning anxiety as well, right? I don't mind you being a high performer, high action taker, but if you're wandering around in high functioning anxiety all the time, you know, that's telling us that, you know, something is out of whack. Alrighty, you're probably hitting the same time ceilings, energy ceilings, inspiration ceilings, you know, and financial ceilings as well. And you're really wanting to get ahead, but you're just not exactly sure how because the old bro marketing hustle tactics and, you know, show up and speak up and do more and be more just isn't quite, you know, working for you. You know, something else is available to you, but you're just feeling a little bit disheartened at the moment. Right? So here's the truth. Most business coaches, and I'm one of them, but here's the truth that most business coaches and mentors don't actually want you to know, right? Is that if we don't solve these problems that we were just talking about like a moment ago, right? Then this version of you and your business simply won't last. Right? How long can you go around and around and around on the same, you know, like merry-go-round? At some point in time, you actually do start to go backwards, right? And I don't want that for you. So we are here today, you know, not to create more problems or some kind of bigger to-do list. We are here to solve the problem, you know, of hustle, you know, that is going on in your business right now. So why me? Why am I the person that gets to, sit here and talk to you today? This is kind of all the wanky stuff, all right? For any of the guys out there who don't actually know me, hi, I'm Sky. I'm technically a business strategist. What does that mean? It means I'm a walking, breathing, living calculator of data, all right? But to me, data is not just business strategy. Although I fucking love business strategy, I am a high ticket offers mentor. I've been running businesses for 2 decades. I have 2 businesses of my own at the moment, very successful businesses, but we do business from 3 different levels. We do business strategically, we do business behaviorally, and we do business universally. All right. What does that mean? It means that fuck yes to strategy. Strategy and structures and systems and support is exactly how we get your magic to the world. I don't want you to be the world's best kept secret, right? That's super important. Number 1. Number 2, you're still a human, or maybe you're a universal being living, you know, a human experience, which means there are things that are going on in your general, you know, being, right? You, the human, like that we can't just out strategize. Okay. Like we need to, you know, look at you, the human as well, and the behavioral science of that. And then I'm somebody as well who believes, and, you know, I think that the universe sends the right kinds of people here. So I imagine that, you know, I'm in a good room for this. But I believe there's a greater universal portion to play. We say GUS, God, universe, source, whichever, you know, like direction you want to go. But it's basically your purpose, it's your mission, it's your passion, it's why you're here. And so when I say I'm a business strategist, I'm always strategizing from, you know, those 3 different levels. All right. So as I said to you, you know, I've been in business 2 decades. I run 2, you know, really successful businesses myself. That are, you know, obviously of my own. I've got, you know, I've written 2 books. I've got a top 5 international business podcast. And in my spare time, you know, over the last few years, like because I've been able to, you know, buy myself an amazing level of freedom, you know, and it's not about me, you guys, but to me, freedom, you know, never looked like laying half naked across my Lamborghini, fanning myself with all of my money, right? That was not freedom for me. Freedom was that I could make enough money that I would be able to buy back my greatest resource, which is time. And what I wanted to always do with that time was to be able to give back even more. And so I get to live out all of my best, wildest dreams. I get to, what is it? Sliding doors moments, right? So some days you'll find me, doing amazing things like this. Other days I'm out there, being in movies. So I've got a movie that's coming out, on the big screen very soon. Other days, I studied emergency medicine for paramedical science, literally just for fun, you guys, because I wanted, to use this medical mind that I have as well. And so now I get to give back and go to concerts and sporting events and, all kinds of amazing things and play out all of the most amazing avenues, my existence, entails, right? But as I said, it's not about me. That's what freedom looked like to me. And so today we are here to talk about, what freedom looks like to you and, give you a formula for you to be able to have that level of freedom and success. Does that make sense, everyone? So I'm a transformational leader of a social enterprise. What does that mean? It means I get to change lives for a living. And if you're here right now, you're going to be some kind of coach and consultant, which actually means as well, you're a transformational leader of a social enterprise too. You transform lives for a living, right? How fucking awesome is that? Like what an honor, and when I actually sit in that, I know I'm in my, my excited energy right now, because obviously we're here to talk about all these amazing things. But, the day that stops giving me goosebumps, because literally when I sit and think about, what an honor it is to be able to serve amazing humans like you, I get covered in goosebumps, because fuck yes to that. Like, are we not the most luckiest people on the planet, right? Coaches and consultants to do what it is that we do, and to be so uncapped, you guys. There is so much money out there to be made. And what do you then get to do with that? So look, my job, especially today, but every day of the week is this. It's to make you as much money as possible, as fast as fucking possible, right? True financial freedom. Freedom, there's actually 5 freedoms. Financial freedom, freedom of time. That's the one that's most important to me. I don't know about you. Freedom of location, freedom of lifestyle, freedom of choice. All right. What if somebody called you today and said, hey, I've got 2 tickets, maybe not, I was going to say Dubai. I can't really say that right now, can I? I've got 2 tickets to go to New Zealand or Bali or Fiji or across to America or something like that. Do you want to come tomorrow? Can you just pick everything up and, exit your existence and your life and go on amazing adventures and have that freedom of choice and freedom of finances and freedom of time to be able to do whatever the fuck it is that your heart desires at any given moment? Right? That's my fucking job. That's why we're here today, to give you the formula to that. All right? Because success is a formula, the same as being broke is too. All right? Being broke is a formula. You're just, defaulting to minimum standards day after day after day and living out all of our pasts, right? Versus, stepping into some kind of new amazing future. So this is another, amazing and wanky detail. In the last decade alone, this iteration of business and how I help and support people, we've been able to help our clients make over $60 million. All right. This is how I know, you guys. Like, there is so much money out there, even right now, to be able to make. And what, how many people do you really need? Right. And we're going to do some of the math on business today. I'm going to show you the business model, that will equal your success. Very simplified and scalable. All right. 2-hour workdays, 1 to 2 premium clients every single month, one amazing avenue for attraction marketing. All right, that is able to make you millions. How do I know? Because it's made my clients and myself that again and again and again. All right. So you're not broken. I said that from the very beginning. You're not broken. Your business model is. All right. Success is a formula. And if we're able to reverse engineer the formula to success, let me tell you this, you guys, not all business models are made the same. Some business models will have you hustling for low dollar clients. All right. And others will have you lit up, banked as fuck, living out your wildest dreams every single day. All right. Your business model right now is probably too dense and it requires too much of your effort, but you don't know another way. So again, we hit those ceilings because we think, fuck, if I want to bring in more money, it's going to cost me more time and more energy. And I'm already feeling fucking burnt out and paralyzed and all of those kinds of things. See how we would accidentally, end up being capped, for that, right? So you're always going to be accidentally squashing your own success when the business model and the operating system doesn't match the, the result that we're actually after. Top 1%ers do business differently, right? If you want to be in the top 3%, that's people who are earning, coaches and consultants earning around $20,000 per month. That is top 3% stuff. All right. And then when you start to move into 30 to 50K per month, 50 to $84,000 per month, which is $1 million a year, right? Now you're in top 1% territory. Okay. But wherever you are right now, the best thing that you can do is implement the right business model, because you're only going to be able to scale and grow faster. So right now your business model might have too much noise, all right? Too many options, excuse me. I was going to say opportunities. That's nice. Too many options, all right? Like, come one, come all, every man, woman, and child with a heartbeat and a wallet, we've got a deal for you, right? Like it's too much and it's keeping you capped. All right. Maybe your business right now may have too many moving parts. Again, you're showing up every day. Like action taking is not your problem, but maybe you're out there, posting and praying and, and reaching out and DMs and, all kinds of different things, but it's not actually equaling the results that you're after. You don't need more. You actually need less. All right. Which is why your next level success, the way that you're doing things right now, like it simply cannot hold your next level of success. All right. The way that you're doing it now. And again, you're here because you already know that. I'm preaching to the choir. All right. So what instead? Okay. So these are the things we're looking at today. Money, clean 5, 10, and 20K offers. All right. If you could make 20K just like that, paid in full in one day with a premium high-end client, today's a $20,000 day, would that transform your life right now? I imagine it probably will, right? I'm going to give you the 2-hour CEO business model, operating system, and structure. All righty. Like I'm handing it to you today, you guys. All right. I'm going to show you the math. It's all the behind the scenes, behind the curtains, like that you just need to mimic. All right, because it is a formula to freedom. Not all business models are made the same. All right, so you're going to learn one that actually is built for your success. All right, and ease and flow. Fuck yes to that. We're going to look at market, premium, high ticket positioning and offers. We're going to then talk about mindset because, as I said, I can't remove the human from the business itself, and nor would I want to, right? The human is the best parts of you. It's your genius. It's your magic. It's what you love. It's your passion. It's who you are when you're showing up. But right now, there may be some identity upgrades, that you need, as we all always do, to bring in a new level, because obviously we want you to be able to scale and grow the level of success that you're after and obviously hold it there as well. All right. So this is the standard that we operate at. Okay. This is 2-hour CEO territory. All right. 1 to 2 premium clients per month. That's all you actually need. 1 to 2 core actions. All right, with precision every single day, not the 10-page to-do list. All right, not sitting around procrastinating because you're feeling overwhelmed with all the different things that you need to think about, and not huge fucking teams that you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to manage and run all of these people. We are talking lean, easeful business here. All right, that you are able to run in 2 hours or less. All right. There was a week I was timing my week. It was probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was actually timing how much I worked every single day. And honestly, like this was it. It was less than 2 hours, right? I think same this week. Monday I think I worked about an hour and a half. Today will probably be 2 hours because obviously we're hanging out here, and I'll do a few other little bits and pieces after that. Currently I have Friday off. Often I'll have Wednesday as a big kind of open day. Like you guys, like this is it, right? What are you then going to do? What freedom of choice when you have freedom of finances, are you then going to bring about into your existence in life? What do you want more of, right? So this is Beck. Beck was a is a client of ours. She was having a bit of a confidence issue, in scaling and growing. She'd come from a very low ticket business model, and so her, as I said, her confidence was absolutely shot. And her perception was also really wrong. She thought, well, there's no money out there because she was struggling trying to serve low market buyers. All right, she had no premium vehicle to scale and grow, and she was stuck at a cash flow plateau. All righty. So what we did was we implemented the 5 high codes, which we're going to learn about a little bit later. And this is what result actually occurred. So $124,000 plus in under 6 weeks of working together. But more so than that, I asked you a question a moment ago, like, what does freedom actually look like to you? So freedom to Beck actually looked like being able to bring all of her 6 kids, I know 6 of them, all 6 kids home, and being able to, homeschool them, because she had that freedom of time and freedom of choice because she didn't have to worry about money anymore. All right. She stopped questioning herself. She felt confident and she started leading from that amazing, place of internal identity and certainty. Fuck yes to that, you guys. This is Lisa. Lisa says, all of my business goals have been exceeded, which again, we find again and again and again with our clients in such short time frames that honestly they genuinely can't believe. You'll see that today. So want to dive in. Super excited. So the unconventional truth. What we're here to talk about is the 5 real reasons most coaching and consulting businesses fail and what to do about it instead. All right. This is what I see. Again, I've been in business 2 decades, helping coaches and consultants very specifically in the last decade. And this is the stuff that I see time and time again. All right. Number 1, we need an identity, blah, 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 an identity elevation. All right. It is going from being the generalist. And look, if you're here right now, you're probably like me. You're probably multi-talented, you're probably multifaceted, you're probably, multi-passionate, all right? Which means you might also be what we call multimodality, all right? Meaning you have a lot of different qualifications and, and things like that behind you, ways in which you're able to help people. But if you're a generalist out there in a marketplace, nobody finds you, all right? Because you're speaking to too many people. You're too flexible, too adaptable, too available. So what do we need to do instead? We need to step into what we call marketplace of one. You need to step up into your own expertise, your own superiority contained within the market. All right. It is, and be the fucking specialist. Now, if you had, let's say, a broken bone or something like that, would you rather the general practitioner help you out, or would you rather, have a specialist, like in bones and whatever? Right? You're going to want the specialist, okay? This produces authority, perceived expertise, and a place of calm power. All right? So you need to go from being the general practitioner across to being the specialist. The next problem that I often see showing up with a lot of coaches and consultants is, again, one of the biggest things we're here to talk about today. You're not the fucking problem. You're actually not. Your business model is. And your business model needs a fucking upgrade. All right? Right now, you might be doing endless organic work, all right? Posting and praying, maybe not even getting the result that you're after, feeling disheartened, pulling back, fucking with your algorithms, and it is. It's like a lot of pressure, a lot of things going on. All right. What we want to do instead is build an attraction marketing system. I'm going to give you one today. Literally, we're giving it all to you guys, right? We're giving you an attraction marketing system. It is targeted campaigns, even if, to be honest with you, whether you do it paid or whether you do it organically, all right? It is still a targeted campaign. It is directed, intentional, all right? And deliberate and led. All right, makes sense, you guys? So I'm just going to click some buttons and move some things around. Love that. So No, that is not what I want. That is what I want. Okay, we're back. Number 3, standards reset. All righty. So, this is another one of the biggest things that I see, so many coaches and consultants, making these mistakes. All right. You need to reset your standards. Okay. Go from impressing people. Remember, we spoke about this before. I said, right now you're probably showing up in the marketplace, performing, proving, producing. All right. It's like that endless hamster wheel. And it doesn't feel very good. It feels a little bit soul sucking, right? Like, gosh, if anything's going to grind against your own general sense of, what is it, self-concept and worthiness and, and enoughism, is going out there every single day thinking that you have to perform and be a dancing monkey and prove yourself, force yourself, convince the marketplace of your worth, right? Fuck that. That does not feel good. And there is another way. So what do we do instead, of making that mistake? We go out there and we impact, okay? Direct, decisive, movements that actually move people, all right? That move marketplaces. All right. And to do that, you need to upgrade your standards. And what I will say, I'm going to add a little extra piece in there too. If you're here right now, then let's be honest, I'm a, oh God, I'm just going to forget the word. Apparently we'll leap. I told you charades at some point in time. Disruptor. There it is. I knew it would come back to me. So I'm a disruptor, you guys, right? What does that mean? It means that, a disruptor is somebody who goes out there and speaks, kind of like truth to power. All right. Who isn't afraid to dare to, stand differently. And what I would say, you guys, is I kind of have a habit of attracting other disruptors as well. So you're all probably disruptors too, right? You're the fucking outliers. But what might be happening right now is you're accidentally getting a little bit hypnotically, caught up with what the rest of your industry is doing and somehow thinking that that's what you're meant to be talking about, saying, showing up as, how you should look, how you should be, what kind of dynamic. Fuck all of that, you guys. Again, you wouldn't be here if you weren't a disruptor in your own right. And so there are truths and things that you should be out there saying right now that you are probably hiding. And this is the stuff that is actually going to truly impact and change your industry. All right. So if you've been given the gift of being a disruptor, then let me tell you, you need to fucking elevate your standard of yourself and actually show up for the people who are out there that fucking need you. All right. That's the most important thing. That's how you start to become a marketplace of one. That's how you stop trying to prove yourself and, and impress people and things like that. You simply go out there and you fucking are. All right. And you dare to be different and not follow the fucking beige, boring trends of the rest of your industry. All right. So, the next mistake that I see and what to do about it instead. Demand creation. All right. I see this getting missed quite a lot. People just simply, coaches and consultants just aren't creating enough demand. All right. You're just giving endless value. Again, excuse my languaging, but it's like prostitution. You're just out there every day, prostituting yourself, over delivering, feeling underpaid, feeling drained and actually not, getting ahead at all. All right. What do we then do about that instead? We need to start setting you up as a premium option within your marketplace. All right. Marketplace of one, premium positioning where you are paid well for your expertise. Now, for anyone, let's just go there for a moment. For anyone sitting here and having a little bit of the imposter syndrome kind of a thing and going, I don't know, am I really an expert? Yes, you fucking are. All right. I say this with so much love. It's something my mom, grew up saying to me. She'd be like, Sky, get the fuck over yourself, right? Get over yourself. Okay. You are an expert. There is something that you are a genius at, that you have a little piece of passion and magic around. All right. We can absolutely package that and take you out there to the marketplace. There are people who are further ahead than you right now, along the journey, not because they're more talented, but because they simply understood, oh my gosh, I'm a marketer first and I need to show up there, in the market, right, in a beautiful way. And that's going to attract people towards me. Okay. Clear outcomes, clean energy, where you get to be the star, the main character of your own existence in life. Who wants that? Right. And again, we said it before, not being the fucking beige, generalist by any means. And so what do you then need to do about that? You need to become a fucking leader. All right. And, and that might be something we need to work on and step into, but that's the idea. Leadership activation. All right. If you've got unclear offers and multiple avenues and ways in which the people can, work with you, there's an amazing marketing saying that's a confused customer never buys. A confused customer never buys, right? Like you are the expert in something, and we need to figure out what that key thing is. Even if you are multi-talented, even if you are multi-passionate, I'm not saying don't use all of your talents or or don't follow your passion projects and things like that. But to be honest with you, diversification, it's called diversification. Let's go on a little tangent for a second. Diversification, where you're able to do multiple different things at the same time, is advanced business strategy. It is for people who are probably way further along than you might be right now. All right. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be here. Whereas when we are able to focus in on a specific outcome, be that marketplace of one, they're called the 5 ones, one target market, right? Write this down. One target market with one problem that you have one solution for on one platform for 1 year. One message, one fucking standard. Okay, if you take nothing else away from today, please take that. You're going to get heaps out of today, let me tell you, but please take that. The 5 ones, one target market, very specifically, with one problem that you are the go-to expert in your field to solve. One solution. So you have a funneled avenue for them to be able to come and work with you. It is very clear how you help people on one platform, because let me tell you, Instagram strategy versus Facebook strategy versus LinkedIn strategy versus TikTok strategy is all very different. You need to master and refine. And I'm going to give you an attraction marketing system today that is all that you could possibly need, forevermore. Right. And so it's so important that you have that one platform, that one avenue, and you fucking stick to it without fucking blowing shit up. Because again, if you're multi-passionate and multi-layered and multi-dimensional probably as well, you love to blow shit up. Stop blowing shit up in your business. All right. Like we need to stick to something long enough so that we can master and refine. Does that make sense, everyone? I think so. Yeah. So, simple business is scalable business, you guys. Simple business is scalable business. All right. Complexity kills, simplicity scales. All right. So it is so important that what's that thing? KISS, keep it simple. You sassy little motherfucker. All righty. This is Dana. Okay, so Dana came to me. She had no time to build a business, basically, to be honest with you. She was still, she was a owner operator of a hair salon, wanting to move across into business coaching for salons and things like that. And she literally, was still working the fucking chair like every single day, running that bricks and mortar business. So she had no time whatsoever, right? But she knew that she wanted to be able to pivot, but she also had to do that thing where, where she started making money over here so that she could start backing off, over here, basically. All right. She had no audience because she was going from bricks and mortar, and some of you might even still be in a job, right? And you need that safety transition across into your own business where we need to take that income and obviously move it across into revenue instead, right? And so you might be building from scratch. Okay, no online audience, right? She had none because she hadn't been working online, and therefore, obviously, as well, no strategy to be able to monetize, contained within a new business model. So it was amazing to get our hands on her from day dot. Right. So regardless of where you are, in business right now, maybe you've been in business for years, maybe you're making a decent amount of income right now, but you want to scale and grow. Maybe some of you are a little bit more at the beginning. It's actually okay. The sooner that you implement the strategies that we're learning about today, again, the sooner that you're going to scale and grow to those next levels. All right. So within 30 days of working together, Dana had a $56,000 fortnight. right? What would $56,000 in the next fortnight mean to you? All right. So for Dana, because again, we're here for freedom formula. So yeah, money, money does kind of buy happiness, you guys, because happiness is freedom. Happiness is choice. Okay. And so what did, that money and being able to transition her income mean to Dana? Well, she sold a business like her bricks and mortar, because she didn't want to be doing that anymore. She got freedom of time and spaciousness back. And obviously reoccurring revenue through the business model that we're talking about today. And then within about 2 months of working together, she was able to buy a farm, which was a big dream of hers she'd had for ages. She got a new designer dog. She bought herself a horse, and she was literally, out there in the countryside living the online dream while being able to get up on this beautiful, new farm every single day. Within 2 months of working together, her entire life changed. Right? Hell yes to that, you guys. This is Trinity. And we love Trinity. Within 5 months of working together. Now we often set, goals, and then we set, like next layer goals, like the ones we might really want. And then you set stretch goals. Stretch goals are the ones that you're like, this would be fucking nice, but like, I don't know how it's ever going to happen. Like, I'm really not sure. All right. So with Trinity, we set the stretch goals, like the furthest, like these are the nice ones we'd like to have. This would be really good. And then the fucking stretch ones we had done in under 5 months. All right. Like, the extreme stuff that she was like, I never thought that would happen for me. And we did it in under 5 months. All righty. And then we had to start thinking of new goals because she'd never thought beyond like that stretch point yet. All right. So let's talk about banking cash in 2026. All righty. So this is the high series. All right. The only vibe for you to be able to scale and grow a high ticket, business in 2026. So the 5 high codes of the 2-hour CEO are these: high value offers. All right. So, like you package your genius, your expertise that is high ticket. Okay. 5K, 10K, 20K, and above, that type of a thing, right? That to high quality clients. That's where a lot of people get stuck, is we sit there and go, oh my gosh, I can't imagine charging $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, and people's brains explode. But the problem is you've been targeting the wrong part of the market, right? There is bottom market, middle market, and there's top market buyers. Okay. Bottom of the market, these are, we're just going to have a tangent here for a second because it's important, you guys. A lot of you, and let me know in the comment box if this is this rings true to you. A lot of people are out there servicing bottom-end buyers. These are people who expect an arm and a leg in your firstborn child. They complain. They don't take action. They'll sit there and say to you things like, oh gosh, that's really expensive, which gives you a false representation of how money is out there in the marketplace right now. And so you feel as if you somehow need to, discount or, those kinds of things. And again, you feel like you're kind of prostituting yourself, and it's a lot of convince mode, like you're forcing yourself upon them, right? These are people who then ask for a refund at the end because they didn't get the result, even though they didn't take the fucking action that you told them to do. Right? This is bottom end buyers. Then, and in times of economic uncertainty, bottom end buyers always drop out. All right. Why would you ever write struggle into your avatar? By targeting people who don't fucking have money anyway, and who also aren't going to value your expertise. All right. What a mind fuck that is, in terms of your own worthiness and enoughism, if you're targeting people who are never going to value you anyway. You think it's a you thing. It's not. It's a business model thing, and you're targeting the wrong end of the market. Middle market people. In times of economic uncertainty, the middle market gets a little bit wobbly, but it's not too bad. They will have a bit more discernment around where they're putting their money. But the really great thing is this, that even with middle market buyers, like it's not for us to pretty woman them and decide what they choose to highly prioritize. Because again, if you're a coach and a consultant, you're doing God's work, right? Which means that, these people, middle market buyers, like are obviously, going to respect what it is that you do. And they might, find some resources to be able to come and, work with you. Top end buyers is business as usual. All right. These are the people who pick up what you're putting down, who take action on the things that you say for them to do, who respect your time, energy, and effort. All right, who get the fucking results. Okay, top end buyers in times of economic uncertainty is business as usual. It's where all the money is. Okay, so your problem isn't that you're too expensive or maybe even that your deal and offer is all wrong. It's that you've been targeting the wrong end of the marketplace and writing struggle into your avatar and then getting the feedback and thinking, gosh, I better discount, which only pushes you into bottom end market even more. Does this make sense, anyone? Right? Like who's ever felt this before? I know I'm speaking to you guys because, again, I see it all the time. All right. So that's where people get stuck in terms of the high codes. High reward. So high reward for you as part of, the 2 Hour CEO, we've been speaking about it. High reward, yes, is finances, but it also, because of your financial freedom, high reward is time, energy, effort, fulfillment. Right? Like, don't you want like a beautiful mission driven life where you just feel fulfilled in it every single day? Like, fuck yes to that. That's high reward. All righty. And the fifth of the 5 high codes as part of the 2 Hour CEO is high standard, all right, and high integrity. We're only making deals and offers to people that we truly believe that we can help, and we're holding them to a higher standard of themselves. That is what people pay us for as coaches and consultants, you guys. They are not paying us to placate to them or to be, their bestie. It doesn't mean we don't love our clients. I love all of my clients, but my clients pay me for a fucking job, and that job is to hold them to a higher standard of themselves, hold the belief in them when their own belief falters, and to show them a formula to, for me, it's obviously to business success, to financial freedom. Right. And so your clients are expecting that from you too. They are expecting leadership. All right. So the 5 high codes, why are these so key to your success? How do they interact? All right. So if you have a high value offer, a marketplace of one kind of offer that packages your, amazing expertise, that is what then makes high ticket possible. All right, is having something, an offer of such high value. Okay, now value isn't you. You are already amazing, perfect, more than enough and worthy. All right, it is simply about premium positioning what it is that you already have to offer. Okay, that then makes high ticket possible. When we are selling high ticket and have high ticket dollars as a filter, what does that then do? It starts to negate and cancel out bottom end buyers. So you stop attracting, bottom feeders. Okay, it makes high quality clients who are willing to put money down possible. If we then attract high quality clients, all right, it creates high reward, because what did I say before? These are the people, who are actually going to take action on the things that you say, that are going to respect your time, who genuinely actually want the results. All right. So that has you lit up and feeling fulfilled every single day. Okay. High reward then reinforces high standard, because if you're feeling really fucking good about what it is that you're doing, and you're then going to hold others to a higher standard of themselves as well. Okay, high standards contained within your business then, leads to obviously high integrity, because we're only helping people that we know that we can help and support and that are going to do the work. All right. And then that obviously protects your entire business ecosystem. Okay, so you're not, again, hustling for low dollar clients, prostituting yourself out there, having to post every single day and pray. Like, there's none of that anymore. Top 1%ers do it fucking differently. And the sooner that you implement these things, the sooner that you will actually have the reward. All right. This is not 5 different ideas or 5 different dot points. It is one ecosystem that works together. All right. The reason that you are probably capped right now is then this. All right. High ticket, maybe you have high ticket pricing, but not a high standard. And so you're trying to sell because your marketing, your positioning is off, all right, in the words that you're saying out there in the marketplace. And so you're calling in low end buyers because your standard is a little bit out of whack. And maybe you're not sure, like, again, how to align all five. All right. Maybe you're capped because you've got a high value offer that you're really excited about, but seem to be just calling in low quality clients and you're not sure why. Maybe you're making a decent amount of money right now. Some of you out there are already making money. Fuck yes to that. All right. Maybe you're already in the top 3%ers, right? Making about 15 to 20K per month. But I get a lot of clients that come to me that are doing that. And also even just booking them in for a call or something, I'm like, hey, when are you available? Right. And they're like, okay, I can be available next Tuesday. I've got an hour bracket, but then I've got to back onto something else. And then I've got this and that. And sorry, somebody's taken that time now. And, then I've got to, X, Y, Z, right? Like, fuck that. Time, spaciousness, 2-hour work days, being able to do the things that you want to do. All right. High reward. So maybe you're hustling right now to make the money, or maybe you're spending all of your money to make the money that you're making. Does that make sense? Maybe you have a high standard, but weak positioning in the marketplace. You're not quite positioning yourself as a marketplace of one. And it's all, you're different. You're the outlier, but it's all just coming across a little bit beige right now. And we need to upgrade some things in your messaging and your marketing. If you miss any of the 5 high codes, all right, the whole system collapses. That's what the last slide is about, to show you that, high ticket offers high value offers make way for high ticket. High ticket cancels out, bottom end buyers, which means you're going to be calling in high end clientele instead. High end clientele, are then going to be high reward because you're going to feel really lit up by what you're doing and getting them the results, and then holding the entire ecosystem to a high standard of integrity. Is this making sense, you guys? Scaling requires structural integrity, and if you're missing any of these 5 structural pieces, then the rest of the ecosystem is going to fall apart, as we already said. All right. So you don't charge more, all right, and just jack up your prices because you can. You charge more when your identity, all right, that can hold the entire ecosystem, your leadership, your positioning out there in the marketplace where you understand your point of difference, your marketplace superiority. And let me tell you guys, again, if you're sitting there going, I don't know my point of difference or my marketplace superiority, that's just a conversation between you and I, right? Like, as in, we can sort that out and understand what that would be. I can literally draw that out of you. It's not that you don't have one. It's just that sometimes when we're in our own brain, we kind of forget how abnormal we actually are. And it takes, somebody, an observer from the outside, to be able to go, hey, actually, like, you're a fucking genius at this. Like, you're a gun, right? Like, let's market that. Let's position you as that. Fuck yes to that. That's hugely marketable and sellable, and people need your support. Right. And you don't just charge high prices, like, just out of some kind of misaligned standard and demand. All right. When you bring together your identity, premium positioning, and obviously, demand-based offerings, fuck yes to that. That's when the entire thing falls into place. So let's talk about pricing as a specialist. All right. This is where it starts to get really, really juicy, because you can actually see how this works. So money doesn't respond to effort. It responds to who you are. All right. And what your business is built to hold. This is why I say you're not the problem, your business model is. All right. You're not the problem, your business model is. And so if we adjust your business model and give you the skills, to be able to simplify and take yourself out there with premium positioning to the market, which again is just a conversation, you are worthy, you're already enough, you're not the problem, you're an action taker, it's fine. All righty. It is premium positioning and a $1 million a year roadmap business model that is going to get you the success. All right. So this is the 2-hour CEO freedom formula. All right, what does that mean? It's literally a business model, a funnel, and we often call it, as I just said, $1 million year road mapping. All right, where literally you go from like the top of your funnel, an attraction marketing system. We're going to unpack that today next as well, right? That draws clients towards you. All right, so no more convince mode, no more you having to prostitute yourself to the market. You're actually going to be able to draw people in to a simple framework that you literally can run month to month, again and again and again, refining it and mastering it, not having to blow anything up, not having to reinvent the wheel, not having to write endless fucking, copy and dance on TikTok videos and whatever other kind of, bullshit is out there at the moment. No bro marketing tactics, no endless DMs. All right. One simple attraction marketing system, all right, that is built for perceived expertise to show you and showcase you, right, as a marketplace leader. What that then does is it leads to, where it says number one, some kind of signature front end program deal or offer. We're going to talk about that in a second. That then leads people to number two, which is in fact like some kind of, ongoing maybe 6-month mentorship or mastermind. Now, you guys, I've got to tell you this. Long-term sustainable stackable wealth happens at level 2. And so where I see a lot of, coaches and consultants get stuck is they might create themselves some kind of front-end signature program deal offer, maybe like an 8-week program or a 12-week or, something like that. Or maybe they're doing lots and lots of one-on-one. Like that is not scalable, you guys. Like it is not leveraged. We'll talk about it. And they get stuck there. And so what actually happens is you clunk along in terms of your income, your revenue, your ability to build revenue. All right. Long-term sustainable stackable wealth happens at level 2. So we need to make sure that we have these 3 pieces in place, that is going to drive people back towards, like coming and buying from you and then staying, long term, so that you're actually able to truly help them as well. All right. Let me just see for a second. Is there anything else that I want to say here? I feel like the answer is yes. So in terms of level 1, all right, level 1 is something like a VIP day. All right, like a VIP day. Single, like one-on-one VIP day, a 3-day event, all right, that you can drive people back towards, or a 30-day container. All right, they're the 3 options. That's all you need as a signature front end offer. Some kind of VIP day. You don't need all of these. You can just pick one, right? A VIP day or a 3-day, like a 3-day immersion or a 30-day, kind of program or container. All right. That is your front end. And as I said, that then, once people go through that, the conversion rate is really high, you guys. All right. The amount of people, which we're going to look at now, like, that then want to jump down into like level 2, right? Your monthly reoccurring revenue, mentorship, mastermind, program, container. All right. It's really high. And we're going to look at the revenue now. So 2-hour CEO money map. You guys still with me? Like, let's go through this, all right? So if you sign up 2 new clients per month, imagine if all you needed to do was dedicate, less than 2 hours a day, right, to both delivery but also attraction and, 2 new clients per month. And I'm going to show you the one attraction marketing system that you need, how to run it, all right, that's going to bring in those 2 new clients per month. That's it. That's all you need at $5,000 each. All right. 2 new clients per month at $5,000 each across 12 months equals $120,000 per year. All right. See what I mean? Like $120,000, is a great amount of money. Like, that in terms of if you had a job, $120,000 is a pretty decent employment package, right? But what's so great about coaching and consulting is that we are fucking uncapped. Like we are uncapped. That is your bare minimum. You haven't even touched, like long-term sustainable stackable wealth and, financial freedom yet at that level. All righty. 2 clients per month. That's all you need at $5,000 times 24, because there's 12 months, 2 clients is $120,000 a year. Okay, not too bad. Now, what we know to be true is that if you sign up 24 clients to your front end program, that VIP day or, or a 3-day event or a 30-day kind of container, the industry standard conversion rate is 50%. What does that mean? It means even if you are a shit salesperson, all right, and have no sales skills whatsoever, 12 of those people of the 24 are still going to come and join you for some kind of ongoing 6-month mentorship or mastermind anyway, regardless of price. Okay, please understand that this industry conversion rate is regardless of price. The statistics are still the same at every level, meaning 12 people are still going to come and join you. If you charge $20,000 times 12 people, that's $240,000 per 6 months, because it's a 6-month mentorship or mastermind. All right, times that by 2. Add in your $120,000 from the front end, you are already now having over $500,000 a year, $600,000 in income just by bringing in 2 clients per month. 2 clients per month. 2 clients per month. All right. Many of our clients actually do much more than that. I've got a client at the moment. Actually, no, she's a case study coming up in a second. I'm going to show you, like what's actually possible. All righty. 2 clients per month. Do you think that you could bring in 2 clients per month? And do you want to know what's really interesting? It's again, bottom end buyers are going to have you having to convince them and like pressure them and follow up with them, so you're probably sitting there going, gosh, $5,000, yeah, of course, I'd love to sell a package for $5,000 to 2 clients, but, everybody's complaining and saying, oh gosh, it's expensive, or I don't have the money for that, or whatever else, right? Don't let that create your reality. Top end buyers are going to go, oh, $5,000, no worries. How do I pay? How can I transfer now? All right. You just haven't been targeting the right end of the market. $500,000 a year, $600,000 a year, you guys. So you don't need more clients. 2 clients per month. That's all you need. You just need a pathway, which I'm going to show you, to get those 2 clients. That's it. Your entire business stabilizes, all right? And the rest takes care of itself, because the industry conversion rate happens regardless of price point. 50% of people are still going to join your monthly recurring revenue mastermind or mentorship, all righty, regardless of how much you're charging for it. 2 clients per month. That's all you actually need. So this is Zoe. Zoe came to me from, again, another low-end market, bless her. So she was working with the NDIS. So the NDIS, out there, doing work within the disability sector. And so her financials were capped, right? But working with, people in disability and things like that, like, was obviously a real passion project for her. And so we wanted to make sure that we could create financial freedom for her herself. You are allowed to want for you first, and then you are allowed to want, for the greater, the greater collective out there as well. But you've got to buy your financial freedom, your time freedom, your energy freedom, your freedom of choice. And so we set Zoe up with a business model, obviously, like exactly as we just spoke about, attraction marketing system to a high-end signature program dealer offer that then led to a 6-month mentorship and mastermind with a high caliber client, still contained within the disability sector, but these were people who are a little bit more self-funded and things like that. We targeted high-end buyers contained within that same market. So she was then able to give back of her time more freely to the NDIS sector, because that was a real passion of hers. I don't want to take away your passions, you guys. I just want to make you a shit ton of money as well, so that you can then do all of your passions freely, right? As I said, for me, that's me being able to go out there and be a medic, on the weekends at events and things like that, to use my medical mind, in a way to be able to help people of service, but in a different fashion, right? Excuse me. So what that created for Zoe was this. $300,000 in profit contained within 1 quarter. All righty, in profit, pure profit, you guys. We started working together in May, and that was then the July, August, September quarter, where she then started making over $300,000 in profit. By December, she had retired her partner because she was neurodivergent herself. Her partner was, and so were their 2 children. So to be able to bring her husband home from what is it, FIFO, like work and stuff like that, like was, just insane, like insane success, insane freedom, insane choice. All right. Because, not all scaling is hustle. All right. And there are things that are so much more important than just the money. All righty. But gosh, money, is able to buy us, that freedom, that choice, that time back with the people who matter. This is Carissa. Again, Carissa just sitting there saying that all of those things that she thought was possible, she's been able to reach, because of implementing, this style of system. All right. So let's talk now about the attraction marketing system, because you guys are sitting there going, how do I then call in, 2 clients a month at $5,000, times 12 months, that's 24 clients, that's $120,000 a year, right? $120,000, from those 24 clients, 12 of them are going to continue with you, even if you were charging $20,000 per 6 months, because let me tell you, the industry standard conversion rate works regardless of price point. Okay. That then equals $240,000 per 6 months times that, plus the $120,000. If you missed that part, go back and watch it again, equaling a $600,000 a year. We literally map it out for you guys. It is so simple. It is 3 simple steps. And all it comes down to is this. The only thing that actually matters, because the back end, right, takes care of itself. The only thing that matters is where are those 2 clients then coming from? 2 premium clients per month. That's all you need to think about. So everything that you've been taught about getting clients is literally built for overworking, more content, greater amounts of noise and things like that. And as I said to you, maybe when you're scaling, 0 to 15K, like it's a lot of hustle energy, it's a lot of, heavy strategy, it's a lot of test, measure, and adapt. But as you start to scale and grow, and to be honest with you, as I've said to you guys, regardless of where you're at financially right now, the sooner that you implement a system like this, the only system that is going to scale and grow you to be part of the top 3% and then to be part of the top 1%, because the top 1% do things differently. All right. At this level, we do things differently. And I'm literally handing it to you guys today. So let's break some rules. You don't need more posts, more visibility, more value, more offers. What you need is one thing, a predictable way to create decisions daily, a predictable way that clients can simply say yes to you. All right. What you need is this, a room that converts. All right. There is nothing quicker than high converting events to raise your elevated perceived expertise out there within the marketplace. And let me tell you, a high converting event is a formula as well. All right. Like there is a breakdown for you to be able to create one amazing room. All right. With literally 4 premium potential buyers in there, so prospects. All right, and what do we know? That that we convert at about 50%, which means if you get one room that you run once a month with a few, right, 4 powerful prospects contained within it, that is all that you need to sign up your 2 clients per month. 2 clients per month. 2 clients per month. One event that you run once a month that you simply attract 4 premium, like potential prospects into. All right. And we know you'll convert at 50% regardless of whether you are a terrible, salesperson or not. It has nothing to do with that. The industry conversion rates are still absolutely the same. All right. You need the 2-hour CEO freedom formula. That's literally all you need. All right. To be able to work 2 hours a day, 1 to 2 clients per month, 1 to 2 actions that you might need to take every single day. All right. 1 room once a month. An attraction marketing system. That's what we're talking about right now. With a high converting event, there is a formula to that. And the result that comes off the back of it is 2 premium clients at $5,000, all right, per month. And we did the math a minute ago. All right, 2 clients per month. That's 24 clients at $5,000 across the year. It's $120,000. All right, 50% of them are then going to come and join you in a 6-month mentorship and mastermind. All righty, then even if you charge $20,000 for that, the conversion rate doesn't change. It's regardless of price point. All right, times that, $240,000 times 2 6-month blocks, all right, is plus $120,000 equals $600,000 a year. And all you need to think about, because I know that math might sound a little bit confusing. I think you guys are getting a handle on it now because you're all smart. Obviously, you're here. 2 clients a month, 2 clients a month, 2 clients a month. That's all you need to think about. And how do we do it? Like this. 1 room that you run once a month that you only need 4 people in. All right. You don't need a room with 10, 20, 30 people, like whatever, 4 premium potential prospects. That's it. So the 2-hour CEO freedom formula, attraction marketing is targeted campaigns, posting for direct demand to a premium offer. All right. Who came through on our ads to register for today? All right. Now, what I want to say is this, even with this attraction marketing, again, it's going to depend on where you are in your business right now. All right. You might still need to do it a little bit organically, but that's okay. If you're only having to, post a little bit of a lead up, on social media, leading into 1 event per month, and you're starting organically, like that's still really easy. That's still under 2 hours a day. It doesn't even touch the sides on 2 hours, copy, paste, post, for 14 days, right? Copy, paste, post until the next month where you do the exact same thing again. Master refined, copy, paste, post. You don't need to rewrite it. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. All right. Even if you need to do it organically. And then at some point in time when you're making enough money, you just go paid. All right. I was on holiday like a few weeks ago. We were running ads at the time. We ended up with 12 people contained within that room. So we over exceeded times 3. We only need 4 premium clients. We had 12 people in that room. Right. 12 people. How many do you think I signed? We signed at just under the conversion rate. So we signed 4 premium clients off the back of that one event from ads that were running while I was on holiday. Right? Freedom of time, freedom of finances, freedom of choice, freedom of location, freedom of lifestyle. One attraction marketing system that rules them all. All right. Then that obviously goes to your high converting event. It is a formula in its own right. You do need to learn that. But what's really great is, again, working with people like myself, we hand you the formula. It's already done for you. You just insert your pieces, here, there, everywhere. All right. It is a room where decisions are made. All right. It is not about, just another great, teaching point or lesson or, that kind of thing. People are going to learn lots, let me tell you. But does that drive people back towards buying? I don't know. You tell me. Right? Like, how are your sales at the moment? Are you creating daily opportunity for people to be able to say yes to you and for them to then enter your business and for you to be able to accept money? Right, 2-hour CEO freedom formula is all you need is 4 premium people in a room once a month, not hundreds, just the right people at the right time in the right room creates the right results. 2 clients a month, 2 clients a month, 2 clients a month. That is all you need for a $600,000 year. Right? So the outcome, all right? Over $500,000, 2 clients a month, you know, 2 little actions that you might need to take daily. And some days, you know, again, like it's really, I have lazy Mondays. I'm often floating around down at Bondi Beach or something like that. You know, Wednesdays, I never have anything booked. And Fridays, I generally keep pretty open as well, because often there's, you know, a concert to go to or something along those lines for my medic work that I really enjoy. And so, you know, this is it, you guys. Right? Freedom. What does freedom look like to you? What would you do with more spaciousness? 2 clients a month, over $500,000 year, couple of actions that you need to take daily, not a requirement for some huge team, 1 room, 1 event a month, 4 premium prospects. So the part that most people get wrong is this, all right? How you fill the room. Right? These are the mistakes that I see. How you fill the room with 4 premium clients, how you then structure the high converting event itself. All right. Like I tell you these guys, I tell you this, you guys, like this stuff is simple, or this stuff is, what's the, you know, saying this stuff is easy, but it's not necessarily simple, or this stuff is simple, but it's not easy. I don't like either of those. We're just going to scrap that. All right. Look, it is easy and it is simple, but you've got to fucking know it. Okay, like, you know, these things are formulas in their own right, but that's what's really amazing about success. Success leaves clues, all right? Success is a formula, okay? If you look at the most successful people, it is so easy to reverse engineer what it is that they're fucking doing. It is not a you thing, all right? It is a business model thing. It is an operating system thing, okay? Broke is also a system. Broke is a system, you guys. It means that you are defaulting to minimum standards, past versions of yourself that you have probably already outgrown, but you don't have a system in place, a new operating system, potential identity, right, to lean into instead. So filling a room with 4 premium clients is a formula. How to structure a high converting event is a formula, all right? How you move people into decisive action taking is also a formula. All right. What the good news about that, again, it's not about manipulating people, because remember, we're high standard, high integrity. You're only making offers to people that you know that you can help. And if you're sitting here in this room with me now, then I already know that you are a person of high integrity, or you wouldn't be here. All right. The universe just doesn't send me, you know, like the words I was going to say is shit kickers. All right. Fuck that. I know you wouldn't be here. All right. So let's assume you're a person of high integrity, which means that there is a skill set to understand, and it's okay. You are safe to understand and learn that skill set. All right. For the purposes of business, because I know that once we get your hands on your most ideal clients, more good is going to happen in the world. All right. Fuck yes to that. So this is Estelle. This is who I was referencing before. Estelle is, you know, a Gold Star Standard client at the moment. She is just killing it. We've worked together for probably about a year. And she's at the point now where literally she runs 1 or 2 events per month. So she generally, because she just wants to fucking stack cash, you guys, right? I'm saying run 1 event and the statistics will get you 2 clients, and 2 clients will get you a $600,000 a year as a starting point. All right. Estelle, you know, she's a big fucking action taker and a big, you know, high achiever. And so she basically doubled that. So she runs about 2 in-person events. You don't have to do in person. They can be online, but she likes to do in person. So she runs 2 in-person events per month. All righty. Her front end, she signs people up into her next level offer, which is actually $40,000. All right, $40,000. So you can imagine, like at the moment, like she is literally having $160,000 days, you guys, $160,000 days. She gets about 8 people in a room. All right, so she gets 8 people in a room. She signs up about 3 or 4 of them at $40,000 a pop. Okay, what did I say to you? It is a statistics game. It is not a game of finances. It is not a price point game. You are thinking and looking at the data wrong. The bottom end bottom feeders have fucked with your perceptions of what is actually available to you and how the market works. All right. And so for Estelle, literally, again, we worked together for a year. We built these things out, and her $160,000 week in January is now turning into $160,000 days by February. Has turned into multiple $160,000 because she runs 2 events per month now. Alrighty, like she ran one at the beginning of this week. Yeah, sorry, I'm just clicking buttons. Yes, this is recorded. Right, like that's what's available to you guys, regardless of price point. But price point is nice because she's way exceeding what is possible out there. She's not even exceeding what's possible. It's just is what is possible, right? Like we do money like that as well, obviously. Alrighty, so let's talk about this, you guys. Join the revolution. Do you want to be like Zoe and Beck and Estelle and Dana? Because obviously there's an opportunity for you guys to be able to step into this level of expertise, this level of premium positioning, the 5 high codes that we spoke about, the business model that rules them all. Because let me tell you, $1 million a year road mapping, the business model that we've been talking about today is from people who are even way above my pay grade. We're talking about multi-8-figure business because success leaves clues. So the sooner that you implement a business model built for success, built for stackable financial safety and security and wealth, right? And an attraction marketing system that places you as a marketplace of one and showcases your expertise, the sooner that you're actually going to be able to scale or grow regardless of where you are in your business right now. All right. So let's be honest. You don't have a motivation problem. All right. You're here right now. You're watching this. Clearly, you are willing to show the fuck up for yourself. All right. You don't have an action taking problem. I generally don't attract people who aren't already, some form of like high achiever. Even if you don't feel comfortable with that, with that label of that you're a high achiever, it's generally because, actioning at a high level becomes our norm. And when it feels like it's your normal, you kind of forget just how fucking special you are. All right, you're special or you wouldn't be here. You're a fucking disruptor of industries. And so now it's time to actually fucking step you up into that leadership role. All right, you have a business model problem. You are not the problem. Your business model is. All right. And it's costing you time. It's costing you energy. And it's costing you hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars in missed income. Are you sick of that? Do you guys want to fill in that gap? Like, fuck that. All right. You cannot, as I said right at the beginning, you cannot continue like this. You will start to go backwards. All right. So if your business is inconsistent, dense, all right, like heavy on time, very dependent on you, that's not just frustrating, that's expensive. As we just said, it is costing you all of those things: time, energy, effort. You're feeling disheartened, and obviously finances as well. The gap between where you are right now and where you should be is widening. All right. And you can see how simple it is to make a $500,000 year and above. 3 simple steps: the right attraction marketing system, right? 1 to 2 premium clients per month. All righty. Stepping people down into some kind of front end signature offer, which is one of these, not all of them: a VIP day, a 3-day event, or a 30-day container. You get to choose. I'll help you. All right. And then drops people into some kind of continuation 6-month mentorship, regardless of price point. You will still convert at 50%. All right. And now we're already talking, like high 6-figure years. All right. The shift for you right now is this: making one clear decision on one clear business model with one clear fucking standard. All right. That we would hold you to for a fucking year. That changes everything. So we've been talking about the top 3%, top 1%ers, top 3%ers, all right? This is how they do things differently, all right? Top 1%ers decide fast. I literally divinely put up a post today saying, literally this, how can I make more powerful decisions quickly today? All right. Hesitation is expensive. And if you got up every day just with that one thing, daily decisions in all areas of your life, how could you make more, daily decisions quickly How do you think your business and life would look like in a week, let alone a month, let alone, 6 months, let alone a year? Right? If you actually just started making daily fucking decisions with speed. Yep, I'm going to change this. Yep, I'm actioning that. Yep, here we've got some momentum. Yep, that fucked up, didn't like it. Let's choose something different instead. Right? Success and money love speed. Top 1%ers raise their minimum standards and they calibrate, right, to out there in the market, all right, who they need to become. They showcase it and they stop tolerating anything that is, beneath those minimum standards. Who's ever accepted a client that you went, I don't know about this one, and then literally they ended up being a whole bunch of trouble and you were like, fuck, I knew that to begin with. Right? You're allowed to say no. When you're calling in premium clients and you only need 1 to 2, per month, right? Freedom of choice. Okay. Like you only say yes to the ones that are within integrity that you know that you can help, right? And that you know are going to actually show up and do the fucking work as well. All right. Top 1%ers have freedom of choice like that. They also invest before they entirely feel ready. But what I would say is this, it's not that top 1%ers are just so used to knowing that they need to show up and make those daily decisions and they understand that speed collapses time. So they're like, yep, okay. They're not sitting around procrastinating, lamenting every decision. They're just simply making them. They know that they need to install architecture, all right? Strategy, systems, structures, and support. All right. These are the things that are going to bring your magic to the world. I do not want you to be the world's best kept secret. There are people that are more talented than you are. I already said this already, that are further along in the journey than you simply because they are showing up. And they have the system, structure, strategy, and support in place that equals their success, not talent. All right. You're already more of an expert than they are. All right. But they're actually, they have a business model that is fucking working for them. All right. And the top 1%ers know that they are upgrading their identity at every level of the game. Me included. Right. So here is the opportunity, you guys. All right, is this. I'm actually offering something a little bit different at the moment that I'm super excited about because I wanted to make it really fucking accessible to you guys because I know you want the help. I know you need the support and I want to, help support you and get you ahead, right? I've already created an amazing level of financial safety and security contained within my business and my life. All righty. And I want to, my mission is to help you do the same. So the offer off the back of today is this. I'm going to gift you the 2-hour CEO Freedom Formula. All right. Through a VIP event, not a private one-on-one, but a small group scenario so that I can make it more affordable to you. All right. Because absolutely, we run based on the same system that I am teaching you now. All right. We run based on $5,000 VIP days. All right. And to be honest with you, many of my VIP days are actually $7K and $10,000 as well. All right. For the 2-hour CEO Freedom Formula, it is normally $5,000, but I'm offering you something a little bit different today. Small group, but access to the same level of help and support so that you can literally collapse time. All right. What we are going to do contained within that single VIP day is this. It's not another workshop. It is not another notebook, note-taking session. We are collapsing 6 months of business operations, of operating system. We are installing the 5 high codes. We are installing you with your own 5, 10, 15, and 20K offers, that $1 million year roadmap that obviously we showed you. Everything there we're going to do with you in one day so that you can go from wherever it is that you are at right now to being aligned with the 2-hour CEO Freedom Formula. Working 2 hours a day, only needing to sign up 1 to 2 clients per month. We are going to implement the entire attraction marketing system. We are going to support you to be able to attract those 4 premium clients per month. All right. Like, how do we attract those clients? Those prospects, right, to your event? We are giving you the high converting event strategy as well. All righty. All contained within one VIP day, implemented, all right, actioned and ready to go straight away. Hell yes to that. All right. The transformation that you guys are going to have contained within that one day is this. Inside the VIP day, as I said, we're going to create you those 5 to 20K offers. All right. Your product suite. All right. Build your high converting event so you walk away with it already done. Implement your premium client attraction marketing system, regardless of whether that is organic or whether it is paid. We will help you with both. We're going to simplify your business model as it exists right now so that you follow the 2-hour CEO freedom formula, to your business and life. And we're going to activate your premium high ticket positioning contained within the market because you probably need a few upgrades, I imagine, with that, becoming that amazing marketplace of one. All right. By the end of the day, you are going to have your offer locked in, your model, your business model simplified, your positioning is clear. All right. You know exactly what you need to do day to day in under 2 hours, like well under 2 hours a day. All right. Your time is free. Your financials are stacked and your next moves are activated. And then it becomes a game of mastery and refinement because you are able to run this single system again and again and again. There is no more reinventing the wheel. There is no more hustling. There is no more bro marketing tactics, right? One premium system. You leave with the work done. All right. Clarity, structure, and those activated next moves that you just need to then run on repeat. So imagine this, you guys. Imagine waking up and your business doesn't feel heavy anymore. You're not hustling for low dollar clients. People are saying, shut up and take my money instead of, oh, that's a little bit expensive. I'm not sure I can afford that. You literally don't even hear that anymore. People say to you, how can I pay you? Where do I transfer the money to? All right, where $5,000 days are your norm. $25,000 weeks. All right, $1 million years. You know exactly what to do each day, 1 to 2 actions. You know exactly what you sell because it is very simple. One attraction marketing system to one signature front end offer that drives people back towards your continuation, 6 to 12 month program. You know how clients come in. It is predictable. It is measurable and it is recreatable, repeatable. All right. And you get to do more of what you actually love. What would that look like to you? Right. And when you have this, you get to be so much more present in all areas of your life. You upgrade, your family life upgrades, the lives of your children, your relationships, your health. Right? Everything upgrades around you because it simply cannot not. Imagine what that's going to feel like. Because the truth is this. You can take 6 to 12 months trying to piece together everything that we've spoken about today, trying to implement, the 5 high codes by yourself, trying to reverse engineer the math, on the 2-hour CEO money map, right? Trying to figure out, how to call in premium clients and implement a high converting event strategy. And again, that's the thing I see most people get wrong. Or you can collapse 6 to 12 months of work and, and slavery to your business into one room on one day with one decision. And again, I'm making this so much easier for you guys today, when I make you this small group offer in a minute. All right. So I choose not to work with people who are not committed to massive results. All right. Again, I'm a human of integrity. I only want to help people who want to go out there and help others. So I choose not to work with people who are not committed to their clients' best care. I don't work with dabblers or people who are mediocre, information seekers or energy suckers. All right. I will show up 110%. You can hear that I am losing my voice now. We've only been sitting here, not even like an hour and a half, but because I'm so fucking passionate about what it is that we are able to do with our clients, but I only want to bring in people who obviously want to do the fucking work themselves too. All right. I don't work with people who want to defend their excuses or who need to think about it. I want to work with top 3%ers. All right. And top one to get you to the top 1%. So I love to work with people who are willing to follow a fucking process. Do we understand that success leaves clues? My job is to hold you to a higher standard of yourself, one for which you have never held yourself to before. I understand that that can seem scary, but what it means is that maybe you've been on a little bit of Groundhog Day repeat previous to this now moment. Right? But you've learned today that there is actually a formula to your success. My job is to hold you to that formula, not to placate to you to your previous minimum standards. All right? Because I want you to get a new result, which is going to require a new up-leveled version of you. But how exciting is that, you guys? I love to work with people who are decisive and resourceful. All right. I want to work with women and men who are ready to invest time, energy, and a little bit of effort, right? Just to simplify things to begin with. I love to work with people who know that they have outgrown their current level. Right? You probably wouldn't be here if you weren't already sitting there with that energy inside of you where you're just like, oh, like I know I'm meant for more, but for some reason I'm just stuck. I feel capped. All right. And I love to work with people who are fast action takers, ready to raise their minimum fucking standards. All right. So this is the invitation. All right. Application only. If you have, if you've, I guess, whatever, loved, enjoyed, or feel called to anything that it is that we've spoken about today, if you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, yes, I want 2-hour work days. I want to only have to call in 1 to 2 clients per month. I want it to be easy. I want to be able to showcase my expertise, and you want it to be simple. All right. Then reach out. All righty. So what's actually on offer right now is this. I'm running a case study version of the 2-hour CEO VIP day. So instead of it being one-on-one, you're going to be invited to come and do it as part of a small group. But here's the catch, you guys. It's this week only because we're running it next week. So if you are interested in jumping on the case study version, it is not free. All right. I truly believe that you need to have balls in the game. All right. And so I would suggest if you are feeling called to this, I can't make it any easier for you. And when you hear the price point, you will agree with that too. All right. Normally a VIP day with me is anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. And you are going to be able to implement this entire system, the attraction marketing, the premium positioning, the signature program, the high converting event, and understanding, your mentorship mastermind scenario, which is where the level at which stackable, sustainable wealth actually occurs, all contained within one day. All right. I choose not to fill rooms because I don't fucking need to. I would rather give you the best juiciness amount of my time, energy, and effort. Right? I'm in it for the impact these days, you guys. All right. Which is why I've made it so easy, which is why we are running this scholarship version. So I can get a few extra of you in the room so we can help you now to scale and grow. So if you feel the pull, you already know. All right. This isn't about learning more. It's about becoming the woman who no longer tolerates the level that you're currently stuck at. No more minimum fucking standards. We are raising the whole fucking game. All right. So the invitation, if you feel called, obviously reach out. Like you can find me generally in Messenger. I hang out there every day. Please reach out to me, Sky Hanley. It's super easy. Have a chat and let's see, if the 2-hour CEO Freedom Formula VIP day case study event is appropriate for you. Super excited, you guys. Thanks so much for being here today. I genuinely mean that. It's you guys who allow for me to do what it is that I love to do every single day, which is, again, to help those who help others. All right. I know you're out there doing good in the world, but you're probably the world's best kept secret right now. And there is a better way that we can help support you to scale you and grow you and to increase your influence, your income, and your impact. Big love to all of you. Bye, 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 bye.